Kev weather overview with an early August outlook from the CPC with temps. They're going for below normal temperatures. And when you look at WPC in just a second, they're going for below normal precipitation. Overall, it looks very pleasant across the region. And Mother Nature is really protecting us from excessive heat that's engulfing much of the lower 48 states, especially the Pacific Northwest. And those conditions are going to remain the same. So we'll have a pattern that supports generally pleasant weather through the next 7 to 10 days, and not a lot of precipitation. And it's very fascinating that very much some of the elements, anyway, that gave us so much rain early on in the month are the same elements that are in place that are protecting us from the heat, but also not allowing us to get completely dumped on every day in a widespread fashion. Now, there's going to be isolated to scattered thunderstorms, and hopefully the models do a decent enough job to show us what to expect as far as that goes. But I want to show you the overall precipitation from the Weather Prediction Center. I mean, it's not overwhelming. When you look at the 7-day averages, we're looking at like around a half-inch area wide, and much of the Northeast that was much wetter last week in terms of overall precip is even drier up into New England. So the trend is drier over the next 7 to 10 days, which is a good thing. So we need the break from the rain. Now, when we look at the upper air pattern going through the week, this ridge of high pressure that's been giving the western states unbearable heat is going to remain pretty much steady state in place. Meanwhile, in the east, we have the northern branch of the jet stream dipping down and knocking down high levels of heat and humidity after a couple of days. And that's going to be the mainstay of the theme going forward through the forecast period, it looks like. Now, we're out to next Monday on the chart, and the jet stream starts to lift up to the north. But you see what happens if we go way out in time. That jet stream comes right back down again and knocks our heat and humidity down to bearable levels, more typical for summertime weather. So it looks very pleasant to me overall. Just get out there and enjoy every second of it if you can. Now, the day-to-day runs of the models have been problematic with trying to pinpoint where the thunderstorms are going to be. But overall, it's a dry week with quick shots of thunderstorms, or threats of scattered thunderstorms, I would call it. Here we are for Tuesday afternoon. We get clipped by action coming in, but it moves out, and then high pressure moves back in. Another fast-moving system arrives by about Thursday afternoon, and that could give us our most widespread shot at anything where everybody gets into the action. But then that moves off, and we have a pleasant weekend. And this third short wave that comes in by Saturday night and Sunday around the 1st, it's too far north. So, you keep an eye on that. You see what happens with it. But if that stays to our north, then we are in fine shape as far as the overall week. And the temperatures, definitely reasonable for this time of year. We will try to hit 90 on Monday, and it'll be warm for the early part of the week. But then by Wednesday, we're starting to knock our temperatures down to around 84 on Wednesday, and then about the same on Thursday with perhaps a thunderstorm. And then going into the weekend, lower levels of heat and humidity for Friday and Saturday, and that's the main theme. And we're looking at temperatures that basically are in normal for where they should be this time of year. So for the most part, we're starting to dry out a little bit. The trend is definitely for drier weather, with perhaps a few threats for thunderstorms this week, but they will be few and far between. Not everybody will see them. I think your best shot at rain is Thursday. And other than that, it's typical lovely summertime weather with heat and humidity that is kept at bay. We'll call it that way. So not a bad way to end July and start August.